Hi guys.
I'm Frank.
And I'm Tori.
And we're going to take you through a tour of our 2018 Shadow Cruiser. This is the 193 MBS, that's for Murphy bed system. So you'll see that when we go inside. This is also an extended season RV. So what that means is it has an additional underbelly. The furnace actually blows hot air into the insulated underbelly, so pipes and things like that are much less likely to freeze. So realistically, maybe you can camp into late October, November, and then start the spring season a little early. Not a four-season camper, not gonna be out in that freezing cold weather in the snow. You might risk bursting some pipes. You have your standard 3-step system as well as this grab bar. We did a nice upgrade where we have a keyless entry, so we can punch in our code or use a keyless fob to get in and out of the camper. Over top here, you're gonna see our awning. Pretty standard power awning, has LED strips along the way. I also have an amber light out here, so you can have light out on the patio at night without attracting too many bugs or bothering your neighbors. We have the magnetic no slam pass-through storage, which is real nice. Sticks up there magnetically so it doesn't hit you in the head while you're going through your equipment. Everything passes through here. As you can see, it's a little messy because we do use our camper, but I basically keep all the tools and leveling stuff here. And then on the other side, as I take you through, that's going to be for the black water hookup, clean water, etc. Up front, full fiberglass cap, LEDs, power tongue jack, some small upgrades again. This is for the brake system. I put that in, it's a lot easier to use. 2 20-pound propane tanks. And then behind that we have a battery setup. It came with a single battery. I did upgrade to an AGM 100 amp hour battery. Camper itself is 4,600 pounds dry weight. So it's very easy to tow. It has an overall gross capacity of 6,100 pounds. So if you get that bad boy loaded up. We have a 1,500 rated truck. Now my truck can actually tow 11,000 pounds because there's a special package on it. So it tows this bad boy no issue. As you can see, again, it passes through here. On this side, I store all the sewer system set up, the flush out, fresh water, etc., and the electrical. Next, you'll see the Furrion Solar Charge. It allows you to get an adapter through Furrion and attach your own solar panel. So that's something we're going to look into in the future, especially now we just upgraded the battery. We have a very large slide, which is great. You'll see inside too. So even though this is a 22-foot overall camper, from front to back to the tongue, it's got some pretty good size to it. Here you have all the connections on the driver's side. You have satellite cable, your 30 amp electric. You have your spray port, which has actually come in very handy for us. Our dogs on one trip decided to throw up in the back of my truck. Luckily we have a dog liner that goes along the seats to mitigate hair and things like that. And unfortunately this time vomit. But we're able to hook up our little spray port, has a little nozzle, wash everything right off at the campsite. We have our water hookup, and then we have our black tank flush. The black tank flush is excellent. You're seeing it more and more on the newer campers, but that way after you drain your black tank, you can flush it a couple times and get it nice and clean so you don't have any issues with the sensors. And then down below, you have your gray and black water flush. So again, pretty standard setup, but it's important to point out where everything is. I like where everything is. Everything's in one spot, so it makes it a lot easier no matter what size campsite you have your hookups in one spot. So to the back of the camper, pretty standard. You have your spare. Most campers come with a Furrion hookup for cameras. We did opt for that, and I'm very happy we did. So when you're camping in sites, I don't necessarily need to have Tori in the back. I can kind of see where my camper is guiding in, so I don't have any issues. So these guys right here, it's magnetic and it holds our sewer hose, so I don't have to store it inside any of the bays, and I can keep things a lot more clean and out of the way. So back here is our water heater. It has a 6-gallon capacity, pretty standard. I know some people are switching out to the tankless water heaters, but I will tell you one thing, a little tip. During the hotter months, it's actually nice because the water stores in there. So if we go to take a shower at night, I don't have to fire on the propane and fire this up. The water is already warm and hot. Or if you want additional hot water, it's already there at your disposal. This is the back of the fridge. Nothing too crazy here. Condensation drain. Something I did upgrade for the furnace is these. These are great because it keeps bugs out of them. Really simple to install, very inexpensive. I think Camco makes them, but definitely a worthy upgrade. Then coming back here, you have your standard outlets, so you can hook up your favorite appliance, air fryer, Margaritaville, fan, what have you. You charge your phones, whatever you need to do. This is the fresh water tank. So you can actually store and bring water along with you. This is a 44-gallon capacity. Kind of go over capacities. This is 44 gallon, gray is 30, and black water tank is 30 as well. So pretty healthy sized tanks for the size of the camper. You look below, you have full alloy wheels, dual axles. These are called easy lube axles. So they're very easy to maintain, very easy to keep care of. So important things to look at. So as we go over these details outside, let's go inside to the control panel. All right, so as you come in, we're gonna take a look at the control panel. Control panels, you're gonna find this on all campers. They're all gonna look kind of similar for the most part. You're gonna have your battery indicator, so we're full, we're hooked up. Gray, black tank, and fresh. So this gives you a nice little meter of where you're at. Water pump, water heater, so kind of like we were talking about before, that is propane based. You can turn that on if you're getting ready for a shower, but again, if it's hotter months, since we have the 6-gallon storage, it kind of does on its own personally. Your cabin lights, which you can turn on from here, and you can independently turn them off from the ceiling. Your cap lights, which you saw out front. Your porch light, and your awning light. So the awning light is the LED strip that goes along the entire thing of the awning, and the porch light is the amber light that is out front of the door. Your slide in and out, and your awning in and out. Down below, you'll see a duct for the heating, and you're gonna see ducts throughout the camper. This is actually a really nice setup, the air conditioning and everything. It's a full duct system, even though it's a, not the largest in the world camper like this. Then you have some safety features here. This is your safety alert, carbon monoxide and propane gas alarm. Then we have the standard little fire extinguisher for the camper. I think this is something we should actually upgrade on. We eventually will.
All right, now that we're inside the camper, let me just give you a basic overview of everything that we got going on in here. You have some really tall ceilings, 6'9" to be exact. And then as you can see, we have the tongue and groove flooring, which is really nice and gives it a nice airy feeling. I really like the design inside this camper. I think it looks great with all the different shades of gray and the nice mahogany accents in the cabinetry. So when we originally bought this was our dinette bed setup. We used the dinette exactly one time since we got it, so we decided, you know what, let's not use this as a dinette. Let's use this more as like a bed, futon, couch area, which is actually really great because the dogs love climbing up on this thing and just like hanging out and watching TV with us. So we keep this like this the full time. I added this body pillow in the back to make it a little cozier, a couple throw pillows. Really, really comfortable. And it's actually my favorite place to sit and watch the Fury on TV. Speaking of the TV, we have a whole entertainment system in this unit. You have your TV and your sound system. Your sound system controls not only the speakers inside, but the marine grade speakers that are outside of the camper as well. Below that, we have our Wise camera to keep an eye on the dogs when we're not in the camper. And over here, we have some storage. Come on into this storage here. Are those 3D printed remote holders? I think they are. Yeah, they are. Frank 3D printed us these to hold all of our remotes, which are, which is amazing because look at how thin this remote is, to keep them safe and secure while we travel. You have nice storage up here. It's empty right now, but this is where we normally keep like the dog's food, the dog's paperwork, everything that the dogs need during camping trips. Moving down below, we have even more storage. So As you can see, opens up nice and wide. We keep our DVDs, some extra cooking utensils that didn't fit in other storage I'll show you in a minute, and then down below you have this wide open space. This is what we use for like our pantry when we go camping. We keep all of our dry goods and stuff like in there, which is helpful. I wish sometimes we had a little bit more pantry space, but this is working out really well for us right now.
What else we enjoy in this camper is the switchback sofa. So it's a nice leather sofa, and right in the middle of it, it has a storage that comes down for the cup holders. And not only do you have cup holders, but you have cup holders that have LED lighting.
Then at night, this switches from a couch to a bed.
You have storage on both sides. Now, when we got the camper, it had tension bars across the top, but we didn't like that too much. So I installed these custom shelves that go all the way back. So 2-shelf system, much easier to store clothing, but we really enjoy, as simple as it is having shelves, we really enjoy having those shelves. Plenty of nightstand storage as well, and then right below you have a standard outlet.
All right, so let's move into our RV kitchen, starting with the Dometic fridge. You have a very nice 10.6 cubic feet Dometic fridge, which is electric and propane, which is very helpful when you're not connected to shore power. So up here you have your freezer. You can move the shelf up and down to fit bigger things, littler things. We fit a lot of stuff in this freezer. But what I really like is the organization in the fridge itself. So you have this nice little shelf that you can put eggs on. You have a good spot down here for milk. You have 2 bins that normally go in here that are inside right now to help us carry out food before our next trip. I like to keep them in the house too, so I can give them a good washing when we get back. So the fridge holds a lot of stuff for just the 2 of us. Moving up to the High Point microwave. We actually use this a lot, and it's a really good microwave. It's a little bit on the smaller side, but we've still fit plenty in it. Below that, you have your range hood, which has a little bit of a light, and then also a fan to help pull like any smells or any smoke, as we've encountered, out of the camper and outside. And then below that, you have your 3-burner stove. So as you can see, you have your 3 burners, and it's easily concealed by this piece of glass, which gives you nice counter space when you're not using the oven. Below that, you have all of the knobs for the different propane burners in the stove. They do light up if you're into that. And below that, we have our Furrion oven. Oven's great. It's a little bit on the smaller side. We haven't really used it too much, but definitely something you can utilize on a rainy day. We do have some nice storage underneath here where I keep all of our cleaning supplies. And then we have more storage over here. So I can open it, excuse me. Which is really nice to show that the cabinets don't open easily and they stay nice and closed when we're traveling. So under here, you fit a lot of stuff. We fit our trash can, our vacuum. And then over here, you have 2 drawers for even more storage. Top drawer, we keep all of our utensils in, and it actually came with these nice dividers, so we didn't have to worry about purchasing anything to separate the silverware and the cooking utensils. And then underneath that, we have this big old drawer of cups. You can see it's nice and deep, fits a lot of things. For some reason, we've decided to fill it with cups. And then up here, you have our biggest area of storage in the kitchen, so that's why we keep some of the bigger stuff here. Our Keurig, our big pot, plates, and bowls. Below that, you have your nice big sink, and the sink has this really nice faucet head that like comes down so you can get closer to things, and you can switch from like a normal stream to a more concentrated spray if you really need to get stuff off of plates and dishes and stuff like that.
All right, so next I'm gonna take you into the bathroom. The reason I'm staying in the shower is because I am 6'4", I'm a pretty big guy. Obviously you see my wife, she's not nearly my size, but when we're looking at campers, showers are like one of the biggest issues for me, especially for the height and the size of my shoulders. But as you can see here with the skylight, no issue, and being a corner shower, I have plenty of room to get around. So I really like this. Again, you know, the camper is not the largest camper in the world, but for us, it's perfect and it fits me no issue. Kind of go along, we did some upgrades here. We put it in the dispenser, and then we also have one of my favorite upgrades, and it's actually one of the least expensive upgrades, is an Oxygenics shower head. And what's beautiful about this is you can turn the water on and off. It'll kind of trickle in and out. So if you're somewhere where you have to kind of conserve your water, you have no issue doing it. You're not just sitting there wasting your hot water. Then we have your standard toilet. We upgrade this. This is a Dometic 320 toilet. It's all porcelain and it is residential height. But one of the most unique features of this toilet, is it's made by Brondell and it is a bidet. So you control this switch. You have two functions. I had to do some custom plumbing on this. Again, that'll be a future video on upgrades, and I'll show you exactly how I did that.
Also in the bathroom, you have a medicine cabinet over the sink, some nice storage underneath the sink, and then a nice deep closet on the side wall. And with that, we'll wrap up our tour of the 2018 Shadow Cruiser. If you like what you saw, hit that subscribe button and you'll be our VIP guest every Monday night as we take this bad boy out on the road and look for new adventures and beautiful views. Until next time.